let's move on and get to the talk of the hour. And let's talk about Canada's Drag Race, Canada versus the world, where the tea came out yesterday. And when I saw the list of queens, I have to say, well, first of all, when I first found out about Drag Race Canada, it came out, okay. So it came out yesterday, it was during the show. People were telling me, oh, the thing is out already. And I said, I want to do a proper, you know, conversation rollout of Canada's Drag Race on the show. And plus, I was busy and stuff yesterday, so I didn't really want to add that on. And I'm here for another hour talking about Drag Race. So I was like, let's do it in a proper way. And we're going to talk about it today. So the queens have been revealed. There was two of them that I had heard about yesterday that I knew basically because I went on my Instagram, and when it popped open, and I guess they heard me mention something about Drag Race, two people popped up. It was Alexis Mateo and Kennedy Davenport. So when I heard those, I was like, oh, they're gonna be on the show. But then what? Let's go down the list. So the first queen that's gonna appear on this season. She said, I'm still here. Shout out to Tisha Campbell. So we have oh wait, is that it? Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong damn thing. Hold on. Now I got it. So the first queen, because we are going to talk about Kennedy Davenport in a second. So the first queen that we have that we're going to talk about is Alexis Mateo from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 3, All Stars 1 and 5. Now, Miss Bam, I am glad that she's going to be in this season. I love me some Alexis Mateo. She is a definite force to be reckoned with. I was just watching, I've been watching a lot of the old episodes of Drag Race All Stars, American one. And I would just watch the one that Alexis Mateo was on. So seeing her being a part of Canada and seeing where she's at in her state of drag, I feel like, that's going to be awesome when that happens. Now, because I just watched All Stars 5. So now I'm up to All Stars 6. And to me, I feel like Alexis should have been in All Stars 5. I didn't particularly care for the top 4 that they had up in there. Now, it was cute or whatever when she won. The queen that won that season. However, I really felt that she should have been in the top 4. So here's fingers crossed that she actually makes it further and she actually makes it to the finale and possibly wins. But let's not pull no stunt and be like, okay, well, we have to make sure Canada Queen win. Well, if they don't step their pussy up in regard to drag, because I be telling y'all, I don't particularly care for Canadian drag and that whole aesthetic. But if y'all ain't bringing it, then it can't be a forced win, which we have been seeing that happen a lot of times, where it's like people don't get they just due, so now y'all be forcing wins and stuff on other franchises. Like, for example, Jimbo, she got fucked on 2 seasons of her own franchise, so then y'all decided, oh yeah, let's bring her over to the American version, and then let's make all these challenges so it's like it's a shoe-in for her to win. And I'm not taking away from Jimbo's drag. I like Jimbo. I like her whole aesthetic. I like what she's all about. However, the producers was producing. And we can't sit up here and say like they wasn't. Now, the next queen that they have coming on the upcoming season is Cheryl Hole from Drag Race UK Season 1, Drag Race UK versus the World Season 1. Now, Cheryl is one of the first of the two of the first queens to return to Drag Race for a second go round on a Versus the World franchise. And I'm hoping that she actually makes it far as well, because I do like Cheryl Hole. Of course, it's a play on Cheryl Cole. So, I love my British queens where it's like they take a pun and they take someone's name and just turn it into a whole little drag pun. So, I love stuff like that. Now, the next queen that's supposed to be coming on, and I don't know how I feel about this necessarily, but is Eureka from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, 10, and All-Star 6. And, she was on We're Here at one point with Shangela and Bob the Drag Queen, but of course, they try to say that's not the reason, but I'm going to say that it is. Now, after the situation that happened with Shangela and them allegations and this, that, and the other, and one of my friends actually sliding into my DMs, who's a sex worker, to tell me that other story that came up with Dakota Payne, he said the same thing happened to him. Now, I'm not going to release what his name is because he has to do it in his own time. And I said, you know what? I will let the people know that you slid in my thing. He was like, but I didn't think people would take me seriously because I'm a sex worker. And people think that when you work in the sex industry, that, oh, if somebody does something inappropriate to you, then, oh, you should be complaining because that's your line of work. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, first of all, just because I work as a sex worker, which that's a profession, it's a job. It's not just I'm just sitting up there just fucking for the sake of fucking. I'm getting paid to fuck. And when they go and they tell me, it's like, no, your feelings are valid. Like if somebody did something to you and it was against what you wanted and you weren't interested and they don't understand the no means no, that's assault. It doesn't matter that your line of work is sex. So to say all that, so after all that happened, I was like everybody had to. I guess they decided to clean house and bring in new queens. But the good thing is, look, Bob the drag queen, her career is still, sickening. She's got a lot going on with that. She went and toured with Madonna. Then she's now, I don't know if she's currently filming The Traitors or they're done filming The Traitors, but she's going to be on the upcoming season of The Traitors. So Bob is booked and busy and Eureka needs something to do. But my thing is, with all the stuff that's come out, and I don't think that interview that she did recently is going to clean up a lot of the accusations. Because remember, right after we talked about it on this show, how she got into it with Kim Chi. Kim Chi read her down to the floor, talking about she had cysts and pus and all kinds of shit, that she was wrapping up with duct tape, don't wash her clothes, that she stink. Then we had the allegations come out about um well, allegations I heard regarding someone saying that Miss Mamas is a meth addict, and then there was another thing that came out also regarding um her not paying designers. That story came out where she wasn't paying designers to create her outfits. So when she saw all the shit herself, that she's gonna be on Canada versus World, or are these the outfits that the designers are accusing her of not paying for? So, and then let's not forget about the whole thing where she had her Nicki Minaj moment where she had Booger Sugar on her and said it was the assistant, and the assistant had to take the fall. So, I'm not all that excited for Eureka being on the show this season, but if y'all like it, I love it. Now, the next queen that we have coming on this upcoming season is none other than Kennedy Davenport, who I am excited that she's about to be on the show because, she gives me my glimmers on life. Kennedy never ceases to amaze me in regards of how her whole runway looks. I have been watching, and I was like, wait a minute. There is a show that I've been watching Kennedy on. It's the one where they have on Wow Presents Plus, where you see a lot of the queens that are doing like the Vegas residency. So I do like that show. And then they talk about they extended the residency out in Vegas. I need to definitely go check that out. One of these days I'm gonna get my ass to Vegas and I want to go check out that residency because I definitely want to see them perform. And I like Kennedy. And I love the fact that she is like an old school drag queen. She's someone who doesn't, like Alexis Mateo, does not mince her words. She does not bite her tongue. And she says it like she means it. And that's what I particularly like about her. So her coming on and showing off her looks and really turning it out, she's definitely going to give what needs to be given. And I truly would love to see her win, especially because, she was up head to head with All Stars 3 winner Trixie Mattel, because she was in the top two. And that's the day when they chopped Shangela. And I know Shangela gagged because she thought she was going to be top two or possibly win. And they didn't pick her. They chopped her from the top four. And Kennedy ended up being top two, well, making it all the way to the finale. So it was, your top two, as I said, was Kennedy Davenport and Trixie. And Trixie wound up winning. But Trixie's famous, popular in her own right, and she's been very successful in doing what needed to be done. Oh, excuse me. And so, yeah, so I'm excited to see her. Now, the next queen that I want to talk about is La Kahena from Drag Race France Season 1. Now, she is following in the footsteps of La Grande Dame as the first French queen on a Versus the World series. La Kahena is repping Le France on Canada versus the World sophomore season, which probably be good because we got a lot of French people that live in Canada, French Canadians. So that'll be cute. But, and she had she had a short time on Drag Race France because she placed 10th in season 1. But she definitely made an impact and the queens left for her. So with her coming in where she gets to be similar to Gothy Kendall as the pork chop of the franchise, And then you get to come into a spinoff. Speaking of which, I don't know if it's just me, or I hope I didn't get my queens wrong, but I think Gothy Kendall, while I was kind of looking at her with like her drag or whatever, Miss Mama's, I have been seeing her on Twitter posting dick pics and stuff. Child, I did not know she had all that meat between me down there. But it's always the skinny ones, right? But anyway, so I'm excited to see how Lakahina. See, one of the things I've always loved is that when you get those pork chop queens, how they managed to fit within the whole situation. Like, how has your drag elevated since then? When you come back, you get that whole redemption, and you really get to let your hair down and really perform and not be in your head so much, which I feel like LeGrand Dame, I mean, not LeGrand Dame, what Gothy Kendall did when she was on her season. She was in her head too much, and it was like, they kept rooting for you, like, really bring it, really bring it, really bring it. And she wasn't bringing it. And finally they chopped her. But Miss Mama, well, let's just hope that Miss Mama's doesn't fall into the same situation. Now, another queen, we have another UK queen from season 4, and that is Le Fil. Well, I'll just say I'm saying a UK queen, period. But this one is from season 4 because I don't want people thinking like, oh, we got multiple season 4 UK queens on this show. So Le Fil is going to be on there. She's from Yorkshire, and she was eliminated in her season as well. So she was an early elimination because she placed 7th. And she was chopped during Snatch Game. So she was one of the rumored UK queens that was going to be coming back, and it turned out it was true. Because remember, there was an early list of like Canada versus the World girls that was going to be on there, and they were saying like LaFille and a bunch of other people, but it turned out LaFille actually was true. And I love me some Black Pepper, Chad. So I would have loved to have seen Black Pepper come on the show, but apparently she's not on them. But she fell victim to, since I'm bringing up Black Pepper, Black Pepper was a lip sync assassin of that season, and them two was up for elimination, and Black Pepper annihilated her in that lip sync, and that's why she's getting the opportunity to come back. Now, do I think she'll get to go far and all that other stuff? I don't see it, but it is an opportunity for her to really showcase herself on this upcoming season and have that redemption arc. So we're hoping that that's what she brings. Now, another queen that we have that's going to be on the show is a Canada's Drag Race season 1 queen, Lemon, who also appeared on Drag Race UK versus the World season 1. So there's a lot of season 1 stuff. Except this season of Canada versus the World, she's on season 2. Now it'd been cute or whatever if she was on Canada's Drag Race season 1, Drag Race UK versus the World season 1, and then Canada's UK versus the World season 1. That would have been the ultimate cackle. But we can't all have our ones, right? Sometimes we got to come in second or on the second version of the show. So she is joining Cheryl as a Drag Race UK versus the World season 1 survivor. I'm a survivor. And she was eliminated first on her return when she made top 5 on her original season. She got chopped, and then she got to come back, and then she was eliminated again. They do that a lot when it comes to these queens, where it's like you on the show, they chop you, then they're like, oh my God, I think we made a mistake. Then they bring you back again for that opportunity for you to really push yourself to the end, and then it doesn't happen. So the Raptures of the North, Le Monde's unaired runway package from the UK versus the World was fantastic, and her performance on the talent show was not worthy of a bottom placement. So this makes her, hopefully third time's a charm. And hopefully she makes it farther than she did on a lot of her previous seasons. Now, here's one from Canada's Drag Race that I think will definitely bring it in regards of the entertainment and possibly the fashions, but I really hope that she brings it as a well-rounded drag queen because she was a mess on her damn season. But let's talk about Miss Fierce from Drag Race season 3, or Canada Drag Race season 3, I should say. So she placed 4th on her season and won the IDGAF award along the way because she was very unapologetic in her attitude and the way she presented herself. But she didn't come over as a create a bitch on the show, and she definitely was a cackle and entertainer. But she did work my nerve because I think also it's because a lot of when these Canada queens, when y'all talk, y'all voices kind of the way the accent on us, I was like, okay, y'all need to relax. Like y'all doing too much. And y'all be getting on my nerves with the melodrama. So I have a hard time really like wrapping my head around Canada's Drag Race. Sidebar, I did hear from a friend of mine earlier that they said there was a known podcaster that works on the Mom Network that is not a fan of Canada's Drag Race either. I said, thank you, Jesus. I'm not the only one. Because I don't really particularly care for them. I just don't feel like the drag lives up to the same level. Maybe we're spoiled over in America because, I've seen so much amazing drag growing up, especially like in the whole drag world, going out to clubs and seeing like real fashions and, you know, beads and gowns and that whole glamour drag that I've grown up watching, coming up in New York and Manhattan. And then you see the other type of drag, which is the gender fuck stuff. And you see more of the alternative drag, like what you see with Evie Oddly and things of that nature. So I've seen all of the drag and how creative the queens could be without having to resort to TV shenanigans in order to have that. So when I watch this show, I feel like I have high expectations when it comes to stuff because it's like when you've been doing and supporting drag, the art of drag and drag artists since before drag race was even invented. Um, I think that's why I'm always in my brain the way I am about certain situations. So they said Saboteur in Chief Vivian Vanderpuss is nowhere to be seen on the cast list, so she's free to operate with as much unbridled chaos and as many prolapse dresses as she feels fit. That's coming from Pink News. This is where I'm referencing a lot of who the queens and stuff are. But then I also didn't notice she did the Canadian version of the Traders. Is that where they got the whole idea of incorporating drag artists on or drag race girls on the Traders? Because in season 1 we have Peppermint, season 2 we have Bob the Drag Queen. Hopefully season 3 we get more than one drag race girl. Like I would love to see on the Traders, I would love to see possibly Candy Muse on there. I would love to see who else? I would love to see. Well, we actually have Bob the Drag Queen that's already going to be in there. We talked about that, but I think I would love to. I would. I was like, would I want to see Marsha 3 times? No, she wouldn't last. I would like to see a Bianca Del Rio appear on there. She definitely bring it, but I can't see her doing that. She'd rather just tour the world. Why don't I get Lady Bunny on there? Lady Bunny probably interesting too. Or I could see a lot of. I would like to see like a multitude of drag race girls on there, not just one. So let's get at least a good 2 or 3. Just like if y'all could pick multiple people from the challenge and then multiple people from other things, y'all could bring them on there. So um there's that. So then the next queen we have is Tynomi Banks, who is the final contender in the 11th Queen Strong Cast list. I do like Tynomi. Tynomi also has worked with Nelly Furtado on Nelly's upcoming new album. So I'm actually excited to hear what they had cooking up. Because I like, and she is someone who is a staple in the Toronto drag scene. And she had that title long before she was a part of Drag Race. And the fact that of the matter, like I said, that she was able to work with Nelly Furtado is an easy, was no easy feat. And I think it's awesome that, especially when we have a lot of, legendary pop acts who are working with our community on music or drag queens and working with them. Because you know what? There are some people out there who come up with some really good drag music. And I saw an article on that and I really wish that I would have